So what really happened the night of the shit fest?
All right, Freddy. Well,
Right?
I noticed that talk.
You know damn well. Right?
You know, I always think that there's kind of like eras to this shit, right? Like, there's a Boozles Poppy. There was my Texas trip. I came back. Boozles Poppy came back. Then we kind of had like a personal thing where it was my dad and it was my bosses. So you got an introspective into that. Now, I feel like these episodes might as well come out on a Thursday between the Byron episode and now today's guest. This is probably the past era. These are the people who have known me when I was simply a wee boy in a big, cruel world. Before I understood the cruel world. Before I understood anything about it. But now, this guest, great friend of the project, knew me when I was still built like Bobby Hill, did not care.
Oh, yeah,
Became
yeah.
great friends.
I forgot. You was built like Bobby Hill. We were both built like Bobby Hill.
That's real. The one, the only, my boy, Ready Freddy. Freddy Time. What's good, my boy?
What's up? Your boy
you
Kauzum in the building. AKA James Michael.
I'll
Sheesh.
hit it right there. We'll go back.
Ooh.
Groove it up.
Oh,
Hey.
oh.
We got the boy Ready Freddy in the motherfucking building.
We in the building with it.
Mr.
Ooh-wee.
Fredward, man, it is so great to see you, man. I always feel like you are a staple in like my childhood and like my high school years growing up. I'm already sweating because I'm nervous. I'm interviewing a GOAT, a fucking legend today. But yeah, you know, we'll take it right back, bro. You and I go back. We were both built like Bobby Hill, and I do remember it was math class. I think we met 9th grade math class. We had that old bitch, I fucking worst math teacher on earth. What was it, math class?
It was math class. I can't remember.
It was Algebra 1 honors, I think.
Yeah, I remember meeting you in the math class, and I remember we were both built like Bobby Hill, but you had a slightly more likeness color-wise, and I had a more likeness chunky-wise.
Right.
And, you know, I think I had the short hair still at the time.
You were like Babua Hill, fucking Simone Bobby Hill, bro.
Like, chew, Bobby Hill. But I remember...
Like, Dad, give me the Spam Masubi.
Right. But I remember James Michael... I remember he just like had the silent humor, like, you know, the side eye, like
Oh my God.
jokes is cracking already, and I'm like, dang. Dude.
Even back then?
Yeah, so
That's wild.
It was fire. So
Nah, dude, once I started getting to know you, bro, like you were a legend to me in the sense of like, you're like a very extroverted person, like just naturally extroverted. Like I feel like if you got put in some random country where nobody spoke English or, you know, any other language, you know, you could still make friends with those people. I think you naturally have that sort of aura about you. And I saw that in high school too. But what I thought was really cool, and I was talking to you about this before the podcast, was that you were making YouTube videos and you were getting monetized off the shit.
you know what? In the early days, I didn't make much, but
Just the fact that you had it, bro, I think that was just like such a cool ass thing.
I appreciate it. I made a little $200 at the time, so my YouTube is Freddy Time, just
Yes,
like
sir.
my young Instagram handle. And at the time, it was it all started in I think it was slightly before high school. I just started making stop motion animations because I really like Halo. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the Halo fans out there.
Halo,
You know
Gears
what
of
it is.
War.
Gears of War as well.
Yup.
You know, Spartan 117 Xbox fan out here. So I had a lot of the action figures and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, shoot, had nothing better to do. I'm like, man, let's make these animations because, you know, just like Robot Chicken and stuff, so yada yada, like Gumbo. They have like all these different animations. But yeah, I just started making some stuff on the fly. And just like any art that is like kind of like an expression and, you know, it's like a freestyle moving forward.
Yeah.
A lot of my animations were just like made it on the fly. And I feel like, you know, a lot of people who were bored, like, you know, I was youngin', so a lot of youngins, you know, we was all like, all right, you know, let's go to the stop motions. A lot of more people were making them back in the day too. And this is when YouTube was a little smaller. Like,
Yeah.
it's like there's pockets of virality here and there. And within the niches, like, you know, there's solid communities on there.
And you were pretty big in your niche, right? Of stop motion.
So particularly the Halo stop motions, yes. You know, and also I made like a couple of friends that I still have on Instagram to this day, maybe like three or four
Yeah.
people. So I used to customize action figures back in the time, and this is talking about the past because we gonna talk about, you know, the current.
We have a couple things with the past
on
because-
JL's Q. We'll talk about the current, but you know, as far as the past, as far as the YouTube and stuff,
Yeah.
I would say all of my videos together amassed like 2 million views because at the
Which
time,
is crazy. And this is all horizontal, no shorts, no nothing, just straight horizontal, like old school uploads.
Right. This was like before YouTube Short, or this was before the current YouTube, you know, this was back in like one of my videos is like 14 years ago. So what, that would make it like 2012 or something, 2014.
Probably around there.
So
Golden age, you ask me.
So yeah, and one of like the peak videos I made that it like, it's like 1 million views. It's a Gears of War stop motion video. So it's doing a lot of that. And then I try to do some vlogs like So we're like around 28, 29. You're 29 years old?
28. I'm gonna be 29 next year.
Oh, okay. So we're both 28.
But my birthday's in February, yeah. So it's like I'm like the first of the unks.
Okay.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
of the hunks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, July, baby, right here. But,
Which is funny. I wanted to bring that up too. So like back on the whole high school thing, Freddy was actually a big part of this little collective that I had in high school where we all thought we were cool and we did music and all this stuff. But I'm like thinking from an other's perspective, they probably all thought we were just like edgy white kids who did drugs, which a lot of them were. I remember that big ass drug bust that happened. But aside from that, Freddy was a part of what we called the Merc Clan back then. Remember that?
that MURK, you know.
MURK.
So shout out to everybody.
Which now they're all just GAY.
GAY, no alibi. I'm just playing.
Hello.
But you know, still hello. But God bless, nonetheless. You know, shout out to everybody that was a part of the Merc Clan, even though, you know, it's not like we're all
Falling
cool
outs
nowadays.
happen.
You know what I'm saying?
hey.
Particularly, you know, James Michael. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff that happened, but you know what I'm saying? It was a cool little collective, you know. Basically, we all got together and did art. They threw live concerts, which was super cool.
Yeah,
I remember
way back
like
in
the
the day.
first Smirk Clan concert. And once again, guys, don't trip. It was some cool stuff, man. No matter how it turned out today, it was still cool back then.
It was. We got to give credit where credit is due.
You know
We were
what I'm
doing-
saying? Yeah.
I want to bring shit like that back, man. I love doing like parties and like shows. Like those house shows, fucking cool. Just being able to go on. I think just the whole aspect of it, like it was thrown at someone else's house, but we had a stage and we performed
Right.
at this party, and it was just a big ass party afterwards.
Right.
Like,
It really brought like that movie like party vibe,
Yeah.
you know, because you know, it really wasn't Little House. I can't remember I think it was Robert's house. I can't
no,
or it was a
actually-
chick's house, right?
It was Logan's house.
Oh, okay, it was Logan's
Yeah.
house, and you know, and they were down. You know, we had a lot of cool people in high school. Like they're all kind of different, but what I will give to everybody is like even if they ain't thinking straight, everybody's pretty intelligent. So
Yeah.
you know, like it's like a different vibe when you're vibing with intelligent people versus like people. I'm not gonna say dumb or nothing like that, but it's like, you know, there's certain drama that comes to the table and like certain beefs. Like people will want to start a fight.
Yeah.
Nobody was like that.
I feel like it all kind of boils down to like you were saying, like there's intelligent people and then there's dumb people. But I feel like, because I've hung out with both, like I got intelligent people like you, like, you know, when you and I talk, I feel like we can talk on an intellectual, emotional level, stuff like that. But I've also hung with like dumb people, not going to say his name, but he's failed ESL twice. It's my boy Louis.
Oh snap!
I wouldn't say Louis dumb. No, he's not dumb, but like, just like, I feel like at the end of the day, it's kind of more like on a spiritual energy type of level, as opposed to where it is like, if the vibes are matching, you could talk with someone that's stupid. Like as long as they got the same similar type of vibes as you, I think it all kind of boils down to like sense of humor and like just how you vibe with them, right? Because a lot of people nowadays, they just, I don't know, man, they either find a way to get offended, or it's just like they want to try and be right and tell you why they're right, instead of just like,
Fendi facts. I think the spirit of pride, you know, I just feel like pride in a sense that it's like, you know, I think pride it's like one of those things where you're really only thinking of yourself and you benefiting to yourself. So I feel like, you know, it's just kind of hard to vibe with people like that. I'm not saying I'm perfect or any of us are perfect, but I feel like, you know what I'm saying, when people are competitive, you know, like when they turn out, it's like you were friends with them at one point and then they just decide like they don't like you and then they just kind of like, you know,
Just
they
banish
either start
you.
hating or like they randomly ghost you.
it happens,
You know
man.
what I'm
It's
saying?
part of life. But luckily, you and I haven't. I mean, I think there's been long periods of time where we haven't like spoken to each other. But I feel like you're always one of those types of people to where even if we don't talk to each other for a long time, when we come back, it's like we picked up where we left off. And I feel like it's dope to have friends like that, because it's like you don't have to like try and put on this appearance or have to be like, oh shit, this person's changed or whatnot. And I mean, we've changed respectively in our own personalities, but I feel like we have that. It goes back to that whole thing of just like we on that same vibe. We can vibe.
Hallelujah.
So.
Yeah, you know the deal. Because, you know, we're always cutting up. You know, one thing about your boy, James Michael.
Hello.
You know, he's always himself, you know. It's like, you know, he's mostly funny. Sometimes he'll push a little bit like, oh snap.
Yep.
But you know what? Yeah, you know, good personality, good talking personality, because we be seeing them Fortnite streams, them gaming streams.
Hello.
We be seeing the podcast.
You already
we see
know.
what's going on in the current.
Yep.
So, you know, I always appreciate you as a friend and like, and
appreciate
as an
that, man.
artist too, as an artist, and like, you know, we're into film and stuff, you know, in our own respective rights.
Right.
So, you know, I really appreciate you pushing it forward, because it's like, in the adult life and everything, like, okay, not everybody really knows about, you know, the fundamentals of like film and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, it's kind of like we came from the same road.
We
you know,
did.
Miss
Miss
Elliott.
Holy shit, yeah, we did. So yeah, me and Freddie was also in high school. He was my media. He was in my. Do we ever have a media class together?
We had like 1 or 2 years together because my first year, like, you know, we're in the same graduation class, 2015.
Yes,
so
sir.
I had
Best
culinary.
year.
Best year, hallelujah. Ooh wee.
You already know.
Ooh wee. So we're class 2015.
Yeah.
My ninth grade, I was my bad. My ninth grade, I was
you're good.
hospitality culinary, and then the last 3 years was multimedia. So I know I had you for like 1 or 2 years.
Fuck yeah, yeah.
And we definitely had Miss Elliott together, and I think we had Miss Stewart too. I think we did.
Oh my god, bro.
But you know,
her,
Miss Stewart is like, even though like most people, she was a pain in the butt to everybody. Like the way my personality is, I just think she just cracked me up because she was so nice and sweet to me.
Did she pass away?
I faintly.
think she did.
If
I
she
think I
did,
remember
rest
seeing
in
something
peace.
like that. Yeah, rest in
Miss
peace, for
Stewart.
sure.
You know, that's a faint memory. Dang.
Yeah, I
But,
remember
you know,
someone posted about that.
Yeah,
in our,
rest in peace, Miss Stewart. She was cool. You know, a lot of people didn't like her. I even seen Miss Elliott. She barged in the door, was yelling at her in front of the class. I'm like, dang.
I
didn't
just
know.
like the fact that she didn't give a shit. So I was able to get away with a lot of stuff. Like when I was in high school, we were on the news and stuff like that. I remember I had one teacher. His name is Mr. Fiddler. He follows me on Twitter to this day because I was like, bro, you put me through enough shit. You better follow me on my graduation day. And he did. But I remember he got pissed off because I would put Merc on the news, or I would try and find ways to incorporate that. And he thought it was like a gang-related thing. And we're like, bro, we're a bunch of white kids from the fucking suburbs. Like, you think we're really trapping? Like, what the fuck? So it was a funny memory with that.
He was on you.
Yeah.
He's like, he's thinking that's how they get you.
Right?
Subliminals in the school news.
Nah, just being fucking bunch of 2015 edgy teenagers. But I wanna dive in a little bit more to that stop motion thing, man. Like, I want to talk about that. Like, what got you into doing that? Because first of all, I admire the patience that it takes to do that. Anybody that does that sort of like art form and shit, I always find admirable. Because I could not do that. I could probably write for it at most, but like as far as like doing the shit that you've done, like I've been to your house and I've seen some of like the sets and stuff before, and you had that big ass collection of just like stop motion figures and stuff like that. But yeah, man, like it's fucking floor is yours, man. When did you start getting into that and all that stuff?
So yeah, shout out to moms because this is gonna be the origin story. So when I was little, like I always liked action figures, but you know what kid didn't like action figures in our generation? Right. But I remember I'd wake up to like a new action figure every day, and then ever since then, basically that's just how it gets the ball rolling. With like I always had action figures like through my my kid life, my teens life, and even till now. You know what it is?
Hello.
Ooh-wee. So how I got into it. I would see other people make stop motions, and I'm like, you know, I just tried it out with like a camera that I had
on YouTube. On YouTube, you saw these stop motion videos, or
on YouTube.
Is there any like big film that you look up to in terms of like stop motion or anything like that, or is it just mainly like YouTube you saw and you're like, damn, I want to try that?
I would say like I don't really know. Like there's not really
because I think of like Chicken Run. I think of like Wallace and Gromit, but I think that's more like claymated than stop motion. Is there like a similarity between that and how they do that, or is it like altogether different thing?
It's like same thing, but you know, claymation is like it's kind of like they kind of hand sculpt baking clay. From what I understand, it's like baking clay, so soft clay. It stays soft, so they can like bend and animate it. You know, action figures. You know, they move like action figures. Claymation, you know, it's the clay moving and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, I got into it. Well, basically, like I like watching those things growing up. And whatever, but I just kind of got into it because I had so many figures. Like, man, you know, I just want to make a little something, like see what I could do.
Yeah.
Boom, like uploaded a few, and then over time, like they started getting more and more views, and I had like 500,000 views on one of the early Halo stop motions I made. Yeah. But it's like, as far as the stop motion animation, it's just one subset of one of my hobbies. It's like, there's this kid, he has an ugly name named Fart Butt Face, like ugh. But they like, oh, he's the Halo kid. Like he made like a Master Chief armor out of cardboard weapons, and then he had action figures too, like the McFarlane Halo figures, and he would make like dioramas and like vehicles and stuff, which I thought was cool. So I made some at the time, and then I was like, man, how can I crank to the next level? Because that was kind of like the YouTube culture back then with like Halo armor, like prop making for cosplay and for like action figure customization, just like projects, you know.
Yeah,
we like making them projects. So, but yeah, nowadays it's like, okay, you know, I really like still making them. Hell no,
is
like,
that your phone?
That's my phone. I'm like, hell no,
bro. Is that one of those ones that flip?
It is. Yeah, feel me? You know what it is? Like, don't be calling me. We on the podcast. Stop it.
That's
We on the
crazy,
podcast.
bro. When you pulled that shit out, I thought that was a Game Boy.
Oh yeah.
I was like, damn, bro, you get notifications off the fucking Game Boy?
Man, you know, you got to be slick nowadays. You got to trick the enemy. You know? But now you know. So, you know,
Right?
we in there. We in there like swimwear. Ooh,
In there like swimwear, bro. I love it.
Ooh.
So back on the stop motion though, is that like something you'd want to like pursue? Like if you had the time, like granted, you know, life happens like you were talking about earlier and stuff like that. But like, let's say for example, just hypothetically, because I know some people have mixed emotions about the COVID pandemic that happened, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say something like that happened to that event to where it's like we're forced to stay home again. Would you go hard on those if you had all that time, or do you think I don't want to say the ship has sailed, but like, do you still have as much passion for it as you did back then when you were at your prime peak, like making this stuff because you had all the free time?
I would say the passion's still there for sure. Like I've been telling a lot of my friends around me, you know, like a lot of them, been telling them like, yeah, like, you know, that's what I really want to do. Like I want to get back into stop motion. So
Yeah.
if you were to go to my Instagram page, you'll see some of like one of the highlighted posts is it's like a self-made action figure. So in the current, just to kind of connect the dots and stuff, I'm just making some action figures like, oh yeah, I was supposed to make one of you and Brian. So, and I still have that Spider-Man that I was going to use to make of you. I still have it. I still have it. So it's like, you know, one of those things where it's like, okay, I have like a lot of projects that I haven't touched in a while, but I have like done a lot of progress as well. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely do it. Passion's still there, you know. I'm making a replica of like, so I have a 2010 Chevy Avalanche, and James Michael, he gave it the nickname the Warthog. So,
Yeah, it looks like the Warthog from fucking Halo 3, bro.
Yeah, and so basically right now it's getting a repaint and everything, and then I'm making a model of it that's like, it's gonna be like an RC car, but basically it's in size and scale with like the WWE figures, and like the figures that I'm making of everybody. Like, you know, they're supposed to be in size with the WWE figures. Everybody seems to be a little bigger than they're supposed to be, but it's close enough. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But it's all supposed to be intertwined because I wanted that to be part of like my new YouTube banner. Because my YouTube banner, you know, it's like, I like it, but it's like, nah, I shouldn't have that because, you know, it has like, you know, has adult film star and like has a bunch of random characters in there like Broly, like a Brewmog, and then has some adult film stars like, oh, okay, like,
That's crazy.
I can't be having that on my banner, man. Like, because, you know, right hand on the Lord on the Bible, you know, hallelujah. But you know, so yeah, but you know, definitely want to get back into it. I haven't had time to go back into like the actual making of the stop motions, and then I've been thinking back and forth of monetizing it, and you know, you told me like the potential you think it has on TikTok, so I kind of been thinking about that. I haven't posted nothing on my TikTok yet. And as far as the YouTube goes, I probably wouldn't go with YouTube because like even my casual videos that I upload, I get copyright strikes where
it's totally different game, bro.
Yeah, it's not as big as like it's not like bad enough to like take my YouTube down, but you know, I just want to leave it as I just want to leave it as a personal, like I don't even care if I have enough followers and traction to like make money, like I'm just not going to do it on the YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know, some way, but I don't mind making money, like having my breadwinning like somewhere else, you know what I mean?
Right.
To like preserve the genuity of everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that. Like, I've always, you know, there's always that like question of like being an artist or your creativity, where people are always like, if you do it for just the money, you shouldn't do it at all or whatever. I find that to be bullshit personally, because I feel like that is a good mentality to have, I guess, if you hit that age of like, if you're like 15 to 17 or whatever, and you're like a pretentious artist, because we all go through that tour. We're kind of like, oh man, I want to make the best. I want to make this artistic at some point in time, right? But man, let me tell you, man, fucking when you're getting zero commission and nothing like that, man, the art don't pay the fucking bills when you get older. So I feel like now, I mean, granted, I don't really make too much money, but I just feel like just having a money aspect to it now, especially at my age, is a nice little incentive. I feel like it's even when all things are low, it's just kind of like I think about it and I'm just like, you know, there's people out there that are doing it. They have to do it for the love of the game because they haven't hit the requirements yet. So the fact that I get paid some amount of money, I feel like is a nice little incentive for that. So I don't know. I feel like if anybody out there tries to say that to you, I don't know, probably broke, bro. They'll probably comment on your shit in 2020 and then hate you for life, bro. Fucking losers.
Right. I like capitalize on the fact that it's like, hey, you know, and I feel like there's people who are very calculative about it, and they're very intentional about making money about it. And so I feel like that's the cool thing about social media nowadays is like, you know, I'm happy for the people that are making money, like whether if it's like they're really getting rich off it or whether they're making okay money or like a little bit of money. I'm happy for everybody, getting theirs in because it apparently seems like the job market, at least in Vegas, is like not so hot,
Fucking ass, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as like social media goes, like I'm pretty happy for the people that are making money on it. And then as far as the people who like, let's say they create art and they make money because of how much traction it gets, whether let's say it's paintings or if they're a musician, and if they sold their soul, you got to be careful, man.
Man, not the Illuminati.
That's a whole different like topic. But just happy for everybody that's making their money, like doing their art. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And like for me, I don't mind if I don't make any money because like I'm like I don't know, it's therapeutic and like I'm freely sharing it. So if people they like it too, which I've had like enough fans on YouTube.
Yeah.
And sometimes in person too, when I show them the action figures I make of other people, they're like, oh, no. You know what I'm saying? Just like,
well, I think money or no money, man. I think you have the ultimate gift, and that's just the comfortable communication. I think that's like the best gift. I feel like that to a certain degree is worth more than any sort of monetary value because if you want to, you can get yourself into doors because you're personable and like you have that charisma about you. So I can see why in your case, like you're just gonna go with the vibes, see how the wind blows, and go from there.
Yeah, because thank you, James Michael. I appreciate it. And that's just kind of like where I'm personal in life. It's like, okay, my job is like doing smog checks on cars, so the laser tag skills come in handy. Just you scan the VIN like 90% of the time you can scan it. You
ever had some wild people doing that for the smog? Come through?
Like as far as customers?
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, smog is so funny, okay, because like speaking to anybody who lives in Vegas, especially in Vegas, because smog is going to be different for every state or every county and only like 20. Yeah,
because they don't do smog checks at all. Like it's not required, right?
Right. Well, yep. It just depends on where, like, for example, Texas probably didn't have smog checks.
Shit. I had never registered my car. I was driving there on an illegal plate.
Hello. I'm just kidding.
Right. We back, though. We back and I'm legal. All right. We back and I'm legal. That's all that matters.
Maybe it wasn't legal. Maybe, maybe James Michael ran off of, some insurance and some moving permits because eventually he was going to get that John handle.
Hello.
All right. So, yeah. So, basically, as far as the original question of, like, any crazy people, put up there. So, here's the thing about smog. I do love the job. I really do. And it's funny because, you're outside. For one, you're outside. Okay. I like to say I work outside. Okay. It's fun. All right. And then, outside, not just outside, like, outside and outside. How people like, I'm outside. Like, that way. And then the way that we is outside with the sun and everything.
Yeah.
So, it's like the funny thing about smog is you see everybody, especially the locations I work at. Most of them are the monster locations that like are the top 5 busiest in Vegas.
Oh, shit.
Because some smog stations, your average smog station is going to do like 20 tests a day. Mm-hmm. And it just like, that's like a decent, stable station. And then some that I work at, they'll do like 150 a day between 2 or 3 of the coworkers or whatever.
So you have a lot of communication with people then?
Pretty much,
Or maybe some are just basic interactions, but I'm sure, have you picked up like friends that you did their smog and you're just like, hey, are there a lot of baddies that get their smog checked?
There's a lot of baddies. And before I get to that part, so as far as like the funny thing about smog is that you see everybody. Like there's a person in elementary school that I was like kind of friends with him. And the last time I saw him was like 8 years ago, like at the health district office or whatever.
Let me put you up a little bit.
Thank you, James Michael. So the last time I seen him was like, the health district office, and then I seen him again. I didn't recognize him, but he recognized me. But then I recognized him because he's like, "Oh, bro, Freddy, da." So you see everybody. I'm like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
And then like one time, do you know who the Hodge twins are?
I've heard of them, yeah.
So one time like it was at a different station I worked at, and then like I was like, oh gosh, I got to get him and do this smog because the truck pulled up, and then I look, I was like, oh shoot, it's the Hodge twins.
That's crazy.
I'm like, holy cow, and they're really cool. They're really cool, but they almost like made me laugh too hard. I'm like, bro, like they're trolls, man. They're really cool. They're really cool.
Do you get tipped? Do you get tipped a good amount? Because I know every time I go and get my smog, I always drop the guy like $10 or something.
Oh, fire!
Yeah, I always got to appreciate smog dudes,
we
bro.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
We really do because
you're helping me stay legally on the road, bro. I gotta give back, bro.
I appreciate that. So it depends on the station, but we do make tips whether if it's $20 for the day or one time it was $360. It just depends on the station. Mm-hmm. As far as the baddies, there be baddies that be pulling in though. Sure. I ain't gonna lie, but once again, it's just like everybody has to get their smog. So you gotta smog the grannies, the grandpas, the baddies. The ops, the OGs. I was getting. Oh yeah, I saw Stephanie and Bruno, like they got their smog. I'm like, what's up?
I forgot about that. Holy hell, bro.
Right,
Throwback.
like, you know, throwback to high school. But, you know, you see everybody. It was pretty funny.
That's wild, man. That's crazy. Yeah, and you went to the reunion, too.
So, yeah, the reunion.
Yeah, we just had our high school reunion, bro.
That's right.
Crazy
NWCTA class 2015. Went to the reunion, you know, I flicked up with everybody. And, you know, it was chill vibes because at the end of the day, you know.
One thing. I'm going to say one thing before I forget, bro. I can't wait till I get famous just for the sole fact that all those people who voted the other guy over me for superlative for most likely to be famous, I fucking lost that.
Oh,
that's one thing
crap.
I will take to the grave with me. Like, once I'm up there on the Grammys,
It's
Oscars,
getting-
whatever the fuck.
It's getting real out.
Yep, I already got my
snap.
speech ready in my head, bro.
Uh-oh.
But-
You be ready. Who won it?
What's his name? I'll probably bleep it out. I think his name was the mulatto kid.
Oh, okay.
I shouldn't say mulatto. Light-skinned kid
Oh, okay. That's
who was
funny.
supposed to be an NBA player.
Oh crap! But I did see him confront his ex over there at the. I was like, and
Oh,
then,
that white girl?
yeah. And they walked off. They're like, huh? I'm like, come on, man. It's a reunion. I don't know what's going on,
Why would
but
he
it's
confront someone a decade later?
I don't know. I
That's
don't know
weird.
what's going on. You know
That's
what? But
very weirdo
hey,
behavior.
but you know what? God bless them all. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah, God bless them all, bro.
God
God-
bless all of us. The reunion was cool. Everybody's really chill. Yeah, like honestly, it was super chill.
Hell yeah.
And you know, Jessica threw it. Like Jessica, her last name's she's married to Nate. Shout out to the new married couple. Shout out to everybody.
I'll probably bleep out the names just so nobody gets doxxed.
Okay, no
Probably the first
doxing.
name, yeah.
You know, but
'Cause
her belly was like
people are
this,
weird.
like she was hiding a pumpkin in there. I'm like, oh my
Whoa.
god,
Is she pregnant?
she was.
Okay, I was gonna say, bro. You called her fat or?
No, oh no, she was preggers.
Oh, okay. So
She had a mini. She had a mini Nate out of her belly.
Hello.
Hello. But yeah, you know, reunion was awesome because you know the high school. In my opinion, we went to really. Every time I meet people out here in Vegas who didn't go to Northwest, they're like, "What?" Like I tell them, like I used to leave my wallet and my keys like sitting right there in the windowsill just because I could.
I remember that, bro. I've seen this motherfucker just leave his like car running while he walks into the gas station.
Yeah, and then you know people,
You're
the bell would
wild.
ring, all the kids would pass by, all the students would pass by, and then I know they wouldn't touch it, and they didn't touch it every day. And
God
like,
damn.
we only had like 1 to 2 fights or 0 fights the whole year, and when they did, everybody knew your name because there was no fights.
Yeah,
it was
they
like
know your name
tolerated.
because your ass got fucking expelled. I remember
Right,
that was like the number one rule. You couldn't fight at our high school.
Right, exactly. So you know they did their big one. You know, we went to a positive high school. It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's what I'm saying, man. It's always crazy to me how people are like, high schools were like one of the worst years of my life. Like, I mean, I try and not do it because I feel like it's kind of like corny to like overly think back about like the accolades you did. Because I feel like people who constantly talk about high school and like, I used to do this, I used to do that. I feel like their lives are boring now to have to reflect on it too much, which neither of us are doing or have done. But I'd say overall, I had a good high school experience. Like I thought it was fun. That was fucking dope.
Yeah, me too. You know, I can say the same thing for sure. You
Yeah.
know, like
for sure.
it was really fun. You know, the media class was fun. You know, and I think they like now I look back. You know, in the reunion, I'm like, dang, you was all baddies, weren't you? I was like, I didn't notice because I don't know. But yeah, so it was pretty awesome, possum.
It was. It
Hawks
was.
for life. You know, shout out Miss Elliott. You know, shout out to all the teachers. You know what it is.
You gotta send her. You gotta find that clip and you gotta send that to her through Facebook, bro.
Oh, there we go.
Shout out to Miss Elliott. I think there was a video where she talked. She shouted me out or something. I remember. We
Oh,
gotta look
yeah.
back after. Yeah,
I got you.
Me and Freddy are fucking. Me and Freddy are going back because this has been. I haven't talked to Freddy in like 2 years. Like it's been a solid minute.
Been a hot minute.
Right?
Been a hot minute. Yeah,
Been a hot hour. Ha ha. But let's switch motions. Let's go a little bit more into current day, right? So current day Freddy time, ready Freddy, right? You are a father.
That's right.
Shout outs to you, man. Congrats. How's parent life?
Parent life. So I think I'm in a unique position because we're all blessed, or I'm not gonna say less blessed, but everybody's lives like different as a parent, right? So
Most definitely.
you know, just for example, like my mom was like 19 when she was married to my dad, and like Chrissy was already born. My older sister was already born.
Oh, when your parents were 19?
Like my mom was 19. My dad's like older than my mom.
Damn. What's the
Like,
age difference?
16, and now people be like, oh,
Bro, no shit, really?
yeah, because nowadays people are like, I'm like, just shut your ass up, shut
I mean,
the
she was
hell
19,
up,
bro.
motherfucker. My dad looks 30 years younger than himself. And I was getting
That's something that's crazy. Yeah, because the age difference between my parents was 20 years.
Holy crap, he got me beat, shoot. But that's old school. So my parents, 16 years apart or whatever, and then. So, she had me and my other sister, yada, yada. So, what I'm saying? My parents, like, they were married and, like, they held it down. And, like, I seen them go from small apartment to bigger apartment to little house to, like, like, to the where they're at now,
Evolution.
yada, yada. Evolution. And long story short, as far as, like, parenting went for them, it's, like, my mom would work, like, she would work in the day. And then my dad would, he would be asleep. Or, vice versa, they would switch off.
Right.
So as far as I go, so my parents, they're financially well off. My mom still works. My dad's retired, but he's got his pension. So they're financially well off. And I think they're in grandparent mode because they wanted a grandchild from my older sister and her husband, but it ended up being me.
Trying to be you first. Yeah, dude, I remember when I first heard the news, bro. I was like, damn, Freddy about to go into parent mode, bro.
I know. I was like, what the heck? But you know what? So nowadays, I work a lot. My son's going to be 4 pretty soon next month.
Damn, time flies. Holy fuck.
Right. I'm like, what the heck? How are you 4
shit.
years old? He's still 4 months old. What are you talking about? So I work a lot right now. I'm still figuring out Adults 101, got all of my faith in the Lord, And I work like 6-7 days a week trying to get my financials right and trying to get some motion going on like my breadwinning so that I could afford everything and like really be set because until I move out of my parents, I live with my parents. So that's the big blessing right there. And then my parents watch him a lot. They mostly watch him. And then my baby mom also watches him and her mom. Right. So it used to be kind of half, but when my baby mom really started working more hours at like her security job, my parents took over a little more. Yeah. And like my baby mother's mom, she also has like kind of health challenges. So
now we can cut this part out, but just out of curiosity, and you don't have to answer it too. Do you still have like, do you still maintain like a good relationship with like the co-parenting and stuff like that?
I'll say I do, and I give that to the Lord because I mean, I really wanted to be with her. I wanted to work out, but it didn't work out. She's the one who broke up with me. But, my baby mom, like, she's super awesome. Like, she's still sweet, still awesome, still says I love you, and I tell her I love you back and everything.
That's good, man.
Well, like,
that's
but I'm gonna lie, I'm the only person, I love you. You better say it back. But she's cool.
But you still be open to, like, getting back together as a family unit?
I would. I definitely would, Yeah. She's not right now, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, I definitely would, like, because why not? Like, my son, and everything. But here's the thing. I was a stepdad before I was a dad. So she has like she has a daughter that's like 7-8 years old, and she has a different baby dad. But her co-parenting with him is different. I mean, they make it work. So that's how I knew she was gonna be like a good. If we ever were to break up and we had a kid, like okay,
yeah. When it comes to the kids, she don't play around. Mom. She's a good That's good, man. That's good,
mom. Because I hear the horror stories. Like I have dated like single moms and friends with some single moms, and you just hear the horror stories. I'm like, dude,
right.
I don't understand how they
drama,
that's
brother.
like that's some crazy chaos. Like, yeah, I had a chaotic moment with my baby mom, but
I think that's just relationships in general, man. I think especially when a kid's involved too, I feel like it totally changes the landscape of like the relationship. I feel like there's a lot more things at play. I mean, I'm speaking like I got a kid and stuff, but just based on what I've seen of observations.
Type, principally speaking, yeah, that is all true, and it just relays. Yeah, you're right.
Because it's interesting because it's like you're the only person I know that like, first of all, is a male that is a parent. That's my age. So it's kind of like, it's cool seeing that perspective of that. Like when you see your kid, like, I feel like you kind of feel like I don't want to, for lack of a better term, I almost feel like you made like a humanoid fucking action figure that's part you.
Yeah.
In the womb, bro.
Yeah, and it's so true because it's so funny, like, so my son, he looks like the almighty loaf. And here's the thing. My mom also looks like the almighty loaf. You remember that little bun?
Oh, my God.
They both
the one
look
that's
like
that fucking...
the little almighty loaf. And, his thing is like, it's funny because I saw this meme. It's like, oh, it's funny to see your friend with their family because they all look like variations of each other. And I'm like... my son, it's like, if you put him next to me, they'll be like, he look just like you. Or if you put him next to his mom, he looked just like her. If you put him next to my mom, they look the same. If you put him next to my dad, they look the same. I'm like...
He's like a variation of all of them?
Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell? It's like, all right then.
That's
All
crazy.
right.
That's wild. Well, that's cool, man. So son's all good health, everything all good there.
Yeah, everything's all good
He's
except
blessed,
he lost his first set of teeth because my parents, they
He
did
already lost some teeth.
Yep, they
Damn.
did their thing. They fed him all the goodies, but they pulled back a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, my parents they're holding it down. They're really, really old school, they're really holding it down for your boy. Because I'm trying to get this motion together as far as like the intention. Hallelujah, if it's God's will, it'll work out. But so we're seeing about opening a smog business. We'll see how that goes.
You and your parents? Or
Moi.
just you yourself? Just yourself? Oh, fuck yeah.
Yes, but we'll see how that goes. Like, or whatever financial like I'm supposed to prosper in. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of being patient and just taking my time as it comes along. But eventually it's gonna happen. Because I gotta like once that I move out on my own and I'm good because at the time like I feel like I make good money for like a working class, right?
Yeah.
For an individual, yeah, I make some good money. But as like a family man who wants to be married, like. Just kidding.
Which I want to hop into that. So you're a family man that wants to get married, but your current situation is you're a single father, right? So how does that work in terms of like dating? Like do different like I don't want to say requirements, but like do different green flags have to be checked as opposed to before you were a parent?
You know what? I would say I still kind of have that side of me where it's like, all right, let me see what this chick's all about, et cetera, et cetera. So, of course, like, yeah, like the green flags are in place. I don't judge nobody. I like, one thing that it says in the word of God is like, when you come to the Lord, it's like, come as you are.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't say stay as you are, come as you are, though.
Right. So yeah, people can always change and improve on their habits and stuff. But like, is there like set in stone things like I don't know, like would you like, are you more open now since you're a parent to dating a single mom, or like how does that work? Or like, do you?
Honestly, okay, I'm put it like this. I'm like,
Yeah.
if you look good, I'm gonna see what's up with you. I'm gonna see what's up with you. And then, I mean, I've dated a lot of single moms, and I've dated like a couple of non-moms, and
what are like are there any key differences like between the girls that don't got kids and got kids, aside from the snacks at the house? Because I feel like that'd be a plus.
Right. I'll say, yeah.
Destroy the cupboard and destroy his mom, bro. Hello.
Right. I'll say like I don't know. Key difference is like, with me being single dad, it's like they get it. They get the whole thing of having kids. They don't judge. Like they're not super. I feel like moms are more. I feel like they're more mellow. They're more. Or here's the thing. It's like they're more gritty. Like they're more hardcore as far as like as life goes. Like they get it. They get up. Most of them get up off their butt. Even if they're not stable, like they still find a way to get up off their butt. Even if they're making money the way they shouldn't, but. They go hard. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about single moms. Like, they go hard. So I'm like, man, I respect some of them. It just depends on the person. But I find that overall, like, they have that grit to them.
Yeah.
And now girls who, like, I took this girl out, well, just for, like, dinner once. And she doesn't have any kids. And when she found that I had kids, she just acted like, oh.
Damn, so that has happened to you.
Ew. Oh, my God.
Wait, so how did that happen? So you told her you were just like, hey, I got a kid, and then she just like flipped the script, like acted weird?
So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I had her on Instagram, so I assumed that she just seen my page. Because most people, like, especially with the girl they're interested, they're gonna go on my page and see what they do.
Right.
And I have my son highlighted at the top. So I just kind of assumed, because, usually that's what happens, but, she didn't. It's whatever.
Damn.
And I kind of almost, I didn't assume, but she's a little older. She's in her 30s, actually. Mm-hmm. So, but then when she found out, in, like, I was just casually, oh, yeah, my son, this, that. She's like, you're a dad? I'm like, that's yeah. Crazy. She's like, but she is cool. Like, I have nothing against her. She is cool, but she's like, but yeah, people without kids that I notice are. I'm not saying it goes for everybody. As far I'm speaking on my own experiences. Right. They just, I don't know. They just like kind of still have that. I feel like they still have that wandering kind of like they're a little more chill. Yeah. They're a little more wandering. They're honestly not in a bad way, but I feel like. That grit that I'm talking about, like a parental grit, it's like missing,
Yeah, that's fucking. Because my friends are always, especially, well, they're all kind of like on the fence about it. But I feel like me personally, as I've gotten older, even though I don't have any kids, like I feel like I'm kind of getting to the point where it's like, okay, I feel like I could date somebody who has like maybe like a kid, as opposed to before. I'm like, oh fuck that, because I feel like once you get older and stuff. I don't say the options get more limited because they don't. It's just got to have motion to a certain extent. But like, I don't know. Like my biggest fear is just like, and you're a clear example of you can still go through it just fine. It's just like my biggest fear is like getting with a girl, getting her pregnant, and then the shit not working out. Just because I personally have lived in a house, like I don't even know how the fuck I'm born. Like fucking my dad's homophobic, old head dude. And like I'm like, dude, you're like that, but out of all the people you could have impregnated, you impregnated a lesbian like what? It doesn't make sense. Like how I'm here conceived doesn't make sense. But like I don't know. Like I always feel like that's the only thing that is fearful to me is just like if I have a kid, I want to at least be with the girl who produced my child until like the kid's of age, and after that, I mean, fucking leave me if you want. I don't give a fuck. But it's just kind of like to me, I just want that for my kid. So.
Right.
It's interesting seeing from that aspect too, and the fact that you guys don't have really any ill will toward each other. It seems like I think that's inspirational, man. That's a blessing, like you said. It's cool to see co-parenting like that in action and done the right way, to where it's like it's not like a hassle for you.
Right.
Because I feel like it also ultimately affects the relationship with the kid too if it gets ugly.
Right, and it's so true. And I've seen, of course, I dated other single moms, and like I've seen the brokenness that it brings and the neglect. The neglect, even though the kids might be chilling, there's still like that brokenness that it's like, all right, they don't really know. No. But yeah, it's a blessing. Like my baby mom, I still baby her. Like I gotta remind her who she is, because like you can't be getting all masculine on your boy now. We gotta raise my son. He's got to know that he's got to know what's up. But like I said, it's a big blessing. And like where I stand now as far as like being a single dad, like I just want to give God all the glory and thank him for sure, because you know what? I prayed to him many times about how my situation, because I'll say this, like from my opinion and like my values before like becoming a dad.
Yep.
Oh, it sucks to have a baby mom, because it sucks that I was like, man, she's not with me no more, but I got a kid with her and she's going to go out and do the whoop-de-doop with like other people. I'm like,
damn.
Oh, hell no.
Actually, does that ever irk you a little bit? Or is it just kind of like, I mean, because it's like, if you look at it, you guys are technically both single doing the same thing, because you dated past her, right?
I've dated past her,
Or is there still always that kind of like, damn, like it always kind of like bites you a little bit?
Of course, for me, yeah, it bites, because it's like, at the end of the day, it's like I'm still the same person.
Yeah.
When we dated, and she's still the same person. Like, I'm still attracted to her. I still think she's pretty, and she is a cool person. She's great.
Yeah, I've met her. She's a dope girl.
Yeah, so it's like, but I'm not tripping. Like, I feel like I just want to say the Lord really brought me past like a lot of things that I couldn't get past. It's like he changes. It's not like you magically upgrade and then like light shoots out of you. But it's like, because I told her, it's like, well, at the end of the day, as long as we really have a good relationship, and she agrees though, so she is a God-fearing woman too. And like, she's always had like a good heart, and like, she, for the most part, she's good in the mind, unless like she gets overstressed or anxious, like then, that nasty side of her will come out.
Yeah.
Like where she gets rude and won't like listen to nothing. Like that's horrible. But right. I'm not gonna say I was a perfect relationship. You know what I'm saying? No. But yeah, so I just it's been a big blessing. You know what I mean?
We'll end it off on that note, bro. So all the single fathers out there that are kind of struggling, whether it be through kind of co-parent or stuff like that. Freddy time, the microphone is in your hands. What advice you got to give to those single fathers out there that are either looking for love or struggling with their relationship within their own family unit?
Man, you know what? Because my situation isn't that crazy, right?
But you've had to go through trials and tribulations
right, exactly.
through that with like, fighting ego or fighting this and that.
Exactly.
I'm not talking ego James, but.
Haha.
Yeah. But what would you say? What's like the best advice you could give to them?
Man, the best advice, even if you don't believe in God, quit capping, man. Get, like you got to really get in that space with him and just ask him, pray, and just like let him do what he does, and like things will get good in due time in a way that you won't imagine. Yeah. And that's something can do, because certain situations are just way out of your control. Like you can't, of course, let's say you get with like a woman who, some people they literally lose themselves. Some people really do lose themselves, right?
I've seen it, bro.
Right. So like, let's say, for example, that you become a single dad, right? And you with an awesome chick, beautiful, cool, pretty, all the above, perfect person to have a baby with. and you have a baby, and then she just for whatever reason loses herself, whether she just changes just because like she got possessed, or she starts doing like crashing out. Well, I don't
possessed.
know, right? But you know what? We can't control like another person.
Yeah.
You know, with the decisions. Let's say they're crashing out, they're crash out on themselves. It's like, well, the only thing you can do is pray, because like God and His perfect timing, you know. And if you're really having your faith in Him, leaning on Him, you know, He will really make it right for sure. You know, for sure. So that's my advice to all the single dads out there.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And then, like, you know, if you learn your lesson, you know, just like don't do too much now. Like, don't do too much anymore. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't do too much anymore.
Just do as much as you need to need. Don't be extra.
Right. Period. Yep. Right. Exactly.
Hey, okay. That's what's up, man.
For sure.
Which, by the way, I want to say Freddy also kind of introduced me to Jay-Z to a certain extent, because that's where that laugh came from.
Yeah.
Because last little note I'll end off on a nice little nostalgic note, because in high school I feel like we were fucking annoying with it, but I thought it was funny. Like we'd be in the hallway. That's all we did was just go ho ho, and then he kept doing that, and I kept doing that. One day I was like, where the fuck did that come from? Did you just think about it? And you were like, what was it from? Like a Jay-Z song, right?
Yeah. So there's this song. I think it's Honey by Mariah Carey, and it has like a remix where it's featuring Jay-Z and I think P. Diddy, but then at one of the parts, like in the back, Jay-Z, ha ha, like he's just throwing that laugh, and I'm like, fire. You know, it's like he's ad-libbing the party. You know what it is.
That's wild, bro. Damn. Well, Freddy, I do think this has been a great conversation with you, man. It was awesome catching up with you, man. Great real talk, bro. I really appreciate your time and stuff. I wish you nothing but the best in whatever the endeavors you have, whether it be the smog, the fucking being a family man, and the stop motions and stuff. Fucking, hey, man, I'll always root for you, and I'll always be in your corner. So I appreciate it.
Right back to you, because we in there like swimwear. You know what it is.
In the swimwear, bro. Damn. Do you ever find some swimwear in them fucking in those cars when you be doing the smog checks?
Man, you know what? Thank God I haven't, because I'll be like, well, unfortunately, we can't test this car, you know, for safety reasons.
I feel like that'd be so crazy, man. Or like a day ever comes, like accidentally pop the trunk out and there's like a dead body there or something.
Oh, man, that'd be horrible. That happened to one of the dealerships out here. They're like, yeah, you know, they pulled up this unmarked car, and the guy just like pulled up with it and then got out of the car and ran to another one. They came in two cars. The guy hopped in the other car and they left, and it was a dead body. And I'm like, dude, why would they do that? What's wrong with them?
IRL GTA shit, bro.
Exactly. That's nuts.
Well, all right, Freddy. Thank you very much for coming on again, man. Hopefully we can get you on in the future, get some more updates about you. But until then, that's all I got to say, man. Like you said, God bless, nothing less.
God bless, nothing less.
You already know the vibes.
Woo! James Michael, we out. Ooh-wee for that sweet tea. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, snap.
All right. What we didn't talk about is Mr. Brian Strang.
The Stranginator.
For those who don't know Brian, he's the what's good emote on my Twitch. He's also he's an emote. He's Officer Extra. He's everything. I found out I do have this man's number. I've been wanting to get him on the podcast, but he has blocked me off social media. I do want to get an interview with this fucking guy. I'm gonna call his number right now. I'm gonna see. We're gonna see.
Let's see what's going on.
Watch, he's like, fuck you.
Oh crap, it's ringing.
Is it Brian? Brian? Hello? Hello?
Dun dun dun.
Oh, he actually answered, bro. I can't believe it.
Yo, he said hello.
He said hello.
Damn, we got a villain in the making.
Oh, shit. I'm going to give it a minute. I'm going to see if he actually calls back. He's still alive. That's
crazy.
I'm going to give it maybe 20 seconds. If you don't call back, you don't care. But he answered. I thought the guy didn't like me. I guess I'll just leave it at that. Damn. That would be a crazy interview. That would be a wild one. I'll have to bring you in here for backup as security in case this guy tries to fucking beat my ass.
Oh,
but,
shoot.
Damn, you got it there. There's another piece of old lore, everybody.
That's right, missing piece of the puzzle.
All right, I'll cut it there.
It's the old Blue Martini crew. Oh.